Hello, and welcome to another episode of Alennas story, an Ironsworn adventure that I am playing with my beautiful chat today on Twitch. And yeah, I hope you guys have some fun. Last time, Alenna, the smith of Frostclaw Village, was trying to help the group, the survivors, to survive. And, well, it didn't go so good at the beginning. She lost her hammer and things started to look a little bit hairy. And then they found a cave that was occupied by two gnarly looking bandits. A fight ensued and resulted in a very hurt Alenna. But the fight was won and the survivors could loot the cave and check it out. And, well, Alenna's companion, Valerie, found a box. And on that box was the symbol of a leech. And now, for everyone who did not watch religiously the Torwolf saga, the leech is the symbol of an old god from this continent. The old god called Farnish, who is the god of the woods and god of wild things and god of the animals and the hunt. And yeah, he chose Torwolf and he blessed the magic axe that Torwolf was handling, but we haven't had any contact with that god as Alenna until now, when I decided it last week that the box had this symbol on it. And now I will ask the chat at the very beginning of this episode. I will ask you guys what's in the box. I do not know. I thought of a few things, but I thought, well, this is the whole thing of the stream, right? There's a box with a symbol of an old god, and this is like your time to shine. Chat, just tell me what's in it, and I will decide which of your suggestions I will take. I will change the music because this is way too calm and it's making me sleepy. And so we don't do that. Right, tell me, what is in that box? That wooden box with the symbol of the leech. The leech being the holy animal of our forest god. The chat suggested that in the wooden box is a big glass vial with a clear fluid inside, and inside that fluid there is a giant leech about this big, and next to it there lies a dusty old tome that is, I think, would be locked by a rusty bronze lock in front, and that has like runes written on top of it that are starting to fade already. And that is what Alenna finds as she opens the box that Valerie puts in front of her. She is still hurt, right? This strong smith woman just went through a brutal fight. She is bandaged up. Is she bandaged up? We never healed her, but we have a doctor in our midst because we rolled really lucky like 2 sessions ago. One of the survivors actually is a doctor, and he can help us heal, and I think that's the first thing he will do, is trying to heal the party and Alenna specifically. So while they're opening the box with these contents, the doctor comes over and goes, "Oh, Alenna, just lay down for a second. I'll fix you up right again. These people, really, their weapons that were rusty and everything, and hold on." And then he goes and hopes to heal her, and let's hope we don't miss, and we get a +3 bonus, because we have a doctor in our midst. Fuck my life. This is the worst roll that can happen in Ironsworn. It's a complication by 2 10s, which, you know, is really bad. Really, really bad. I wanted to go into detail about this glass vial, the leech, and the tome, but, you know, maybe our character dies before we can do anything about it. Let's find out. Pay the price. It is harmful. Great. So, we are on 0 health, and our doctor makes a fatal mistake, right? He obviously, maybe he's too old or he couldn't see clearly and he picked the wrong berries or something. Or maybe maybe something with the leech. I don't know yet. I only know that it is harmful, and I think because of the healing, it's not the leech, right? The leech is still in the box, in the glass vial, and there's this tome. There is a complication that is happening with the heal, right? So it's not let the dog sacrifice himself. Come on, let's calm down a little bit and hope and try to keep these. They're called the survivors, and you want to kill all of them. Let's try to see at least if we have to roll, right? Because it's a complicated. You know what I'm going to say? I think we already have a wounded condition, and we tried to clear it with this roll, but we couldn't. So, now, oh god, we have to roll on the table, on the endure harm table, and I'm going to say, if we have a miss, we have to roll, and we can't mark wounded because we already are wounded. So let's see if we can endure harm. I think because of the mistake of the doctor, we also get a -2 modifier. And let's see if this works. We miss. Of course we do, because why would we make it even if there's a 2? So now, what now happens, you are very glad to be here in this beginning of this episode, because we roll if our character dies. Like 5 minutes into the show. Right, this is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about the contents of the chest, and I wanted to build some mystery around this old god Varnish, and instead the doctor that was supposed to heal our heroine fucked up, and now we have to roll if she dies. Alright, let's see. I don't want to roll. Alright, no, I can't do it. I can do it. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Tell me. You are battered but still standing. Now this is a good thing. We lose health, which means, I think with a big complication like this, she loses maybe 4 health. Let's say 4 health. Since she already is on 0 health, she loses momentum. To get momentum on the negative side is very bad, because now you see how Ironsworn works. I will explain to the chat how Ironsworn works and maybe cut the video here to keep the story progressing for YouTube. What happens is that the doctor tries to, I think, what did we ever say what the wound was in the fight? I think it was a very deep cut on her weapon's arm, which is why she couldn't use it anymore, right? And so the doctor comes, he has a name, it's Kulan. Dr. Kulan comes and goes, oh yeah, I want to help you. And he tried to correct, right, the mistake in her shoulder, and he overdid it. He he overdid it. He bandaged the too tightly, maybe, the wound, or he tried to write a break that wasn't really there, and he just made a really hard mistake. And Alenna goes, and she can't really, she screams, and it's very hurt. The doctor goes, oh my god, I think these hands, they are not as nimble as they used to be. And he tries to fix it, and just like blood is starting to spurt out of the wound, and Alenna goes a little bit woozy, and there are a few very precarious seconds where it looks really bad, but then the doctor gets it under control again. He bandages her wound and just sits back and goes, oh my this is, I haven't had, like, I don't have my equipment, I don't have anything, and he just sits down and is, like, a little bit shocked by all of this commotion that he caused, and yeah. The doctor just looks into the, he stares blankly while other people are trying to help Alenna. She just looks up and then she sees Valerie go, "Oh, you alright?" "Fine. That was close call there, Alenna. We kinda need you here. Maybe you should just rest up. I'm gonna check out this chest." And then she kicks open the chest, and then she sees the contents, which is this vial with the leech and the dusty tome. And she goes, "Huh. I was kind of hoping for something to eat or something, but now this. Eh. Has anyone any idea what this shit is?" And she looks around. And let's see. I'm gonna say Alenna is out of this because she cannot really do something. Can't do anything. And yeah, I don't think she's gonna eat the leech, but I'm gonna ask the Oracle if one of the survivors knows what this could be. And I think it's unlikely because they are, for the most part, untrained farmhands, if I recall correctly. But maybe one will surprise us, right? So, dear Oracle, does one of the farmers know what the contents of this chest might be? Yes? Alright, you don't really see that in the overlay as well. I am very disappointed in that, but maybe I can fix it. Yes, someone knows what it is, and now we're gonna find out what it is together. I think that in the book there is maybe a ritual or something. We will find out. One of the farmhands, I think I wrote down their names. I did it? I did. Maybe Leela, right? She's a farmer, strong woman, but very gaunt. She hadn't eaten enough, and but she looks very resolute. She has matted blonde hair, very like unclean as all of them are, and she furrows her brows and goes, "Well, if I'm not mistaken, that is some varnish, paraphernalia, some, I don't know, it is an old god of this continent, yes. He ruled these lands. He is the god of the elves and the trolls and the small folk and the like. There are very old stories in the village and in the country. And, well, I don't know what this accent is. It is from a fantasy village which doesn't really exist, so I can make up anything I want to. So, yeah. It just is what it is, right? And, yeah, so I don't know a lot about it, but maybe I was taught the runes of the old gods as a child. I can see if I can remember anything. Let's see if I can find out what it says on the title. And then she goes and inspects the title and just breathes over it, and the dust clears off it, and she tries to make out what the runes say. And yeah, tell me, chat, what do the runes say? What's the title of this old dusty tome that was found by our group? Alright, the chat decided, and the title of the book is called Guide to the Mighty Leeches. And, well, the woman looks at it, reads it. Well, I think it says a Guide to the Mighty Leeches. I don't know exactly what that means, but I'm pretty sure that you should, if you want to open it, you can do it. Don't any one of you, is not any one of you proficient in reading the old runes like I am? And I think that is a good question for the Oracle. Oracle, is only Leela able to read the runes? No. Wait, I asked it the wrong way, didn't I? Damn. I made it a negative question, so the inverse is correct. Sometimes you have to be careful how you formulate things. So yes, she's the only one that can read the runes. Right. Sorry about that. I'm still learning. Everyone, it's fine. I don't... it's not like this is gonna stay on the internet forever, showing my mistake. That would be weird. Well, at least there's like the silence in the crowd of the survivors. And then she goes, well, I guess that makes me the expert then. Alright, let's see what this says. Is there a key as well? I know there's the book, it has like a lock. I don't know why though. And it seems very rusty. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a good old Wacken might open it. You see, Leela is not the smartest person, but she's able to read the runes. So, yeah. She just takes the book out of the chest. The glass vial with the giant leech just rolls a little bit over the bottom of the chest. She just picks up the book and goes, yeah, it's a pretty hefty one. Well, let's see what we can do with it. Has anyone a stone or something to open it up? And, yeah, the little boy, I forgot, I think his name is Rin? Let's see, let's find out. I don't want to... Glyn, right. Glyn, the little boy, like he's 9 years old, also gaunt face. But he is going to like, yeah, I have this stone. It's my favorite stone that I found. And Lita goes, thank you, boy. Let's see if we can't open this old tome. And she takes this precious old, mysterious tome of the old gods and takes a stone and whacks it, you know, to open the lock. And yeah, it takes a few tries, and then with the lock just goes open. And she goes, all right, let's see what you have. And she opens the thing and starts reading in it. All the while, the people around her are starting to make camp, right? It's very... like, the fight was very intense. They are looting the dead bandits. They are trying to start a fire in the cave where, like, the... it's not visible. They are still being followed, maybe. They don't know if they are followed, but they assume they are being followed by the people of Holmlund. And, yeah, they need to make camp and just relax, give Alenna time to heal, give the others time to heal, and give Leela time to read the book. Alright, let's make camp and let's hope that nothing goes wrong. Because, yeah, our Alenna is not looking very good right now. It's a weak hit, even though... oh, we are rolling a D... no, we are rolling a D6. Yeah, it's a weak hit. On a weak hit, you choose one. Take 1 health for you and any companions. Take +1 momentum. Now, what is more important, momentum or health? I'm gonna say momentum. So, and after that roll of the doctor, I think it's good to say that Alenna doesn't regain any health this night. She just lays there. Maybe she just breathes and tries to sleep, breathing through the pain. And yeah, so we get 1 momentum back because it's a calm night. Everyone gets a restful sleep and maybe get their wounds stitched up. And yeah, they have a good night's rest. In the morning, Alenna is like still hurt. She can't really use her arm. Right? Remember, she's still wounded, and so she can't use her normal weapon arm. And she has it in a weird sling around her shoulder, and she's cranky and hurt and in a bad mood, and walks over to Lila and sits next to her and goes, "Well, Lila, can you tell me anything about this book and this giant creature in the glass thing? I think Glyn stared at it yesterday for a little bit too long. I think the boy has something in mind. Maybe we should find out what it really does before the boy gets any ideas." And Lila goes, "Well, you see, Alenna, I have to say, it's very hard to read these old runes all the time. I was a child when I had to learn them. You see, my grandmother, she would smack me over the head if I did it wrong, and so every time I read one of them, I get this little tingle in my head. But I think I can manage. From what I can tell, the ritual, the guide to the mighty leech contains a ritual that transfers life essence, whatever that means. And yeah, so here's like the ritual is written out here, and it looks like this leech is already, the leech in the vial is already filled with some sort of life essence. At least that part of the ritual seems to be done. It doesn't say here what the life essence of the ritual really is. I mean, whatever life essence is kept, if you believe in such a thing, which, you know, I do, because we live in a world where elves and trolls exist, and there's a Guldrats monster in the mountains and shit. So yeah, of course I believe in prophecies and dreams and gods and all that. But, you know, some people don't, which I think is weird, honestly. But I guess... Lila, please come to the point. The ritual? Ah, yes, right, the ritual. The ritual contains, like, I don't know how to say it, a way to transfer the life essence from the leech back to someone else. I don't know what... there are some loose notes in the back of the book which seem to indicate something which I could not really decipher. It seems to be handwritten, as is the whole book, I guess, but this was like hastily scribbled, and so it's hard to read at some point. You see, it's like you can't really make out if this is an R or it's an B or something, and then it makes it hard to read. And, you know, with the runes of the old gods, sometimes it's difficult to understand. And, yeah, all right, Lila, I trust you. Right. I don't think I can move today. And, yeah, Alenna looks around and sees the people in the camp, and that they are, you know, pretty well off. Because of her sacrifice, nearly no one else took heavy hits. And, yeah, she looks around and thinks, maybe we are safe here already. Maybe we don't need to go into the mountains. Maybe our journey is actually, it's ended here, and these people are safe in this cave. And yeah, this is a question I want to ask the chat now. Do you think last time we started a journey into the mountains? I'm gonna flick away the character sheet and try to show you. We are right now here where the portrait of Alenna is, and the journey was set to be to go into the mountains, like along the river into the mountains, and to get as far away from Holmland as we can, and there wasn't a way to cross the river, and we didn't want to go through all the occupied territory. And so they decided on the mountains, but then they had this lucky break with a cave, and now I wonder, should we try to end the journey here and yeah, see if we can't stop here and let the survivors start their, like, camp and their place of rest here at the cave. We would get I think a +2 bonus is fine, which would give us a 5. And yeah, then we would roll 2 d10s to see if we would manage it or if something bad happens. So it's, yeah, the chances are not so good. So it would obviously be safer to get into the mountains and just use this time to maybe rest up for a bit. But also it could be a safe place to stay. So I'm gonna ask the chat if the people should stay here or move on. I just want to see what you guys think about that. The chat decided that the people are probably going to leave this place shortly, but Alenna has to be able to walk, I guess. So yeah, she just gets onto her gets up and just tells the people, well, everybody, look, I won't deny it, I'm hurt. I have to rest up a little bit, but we cannot stay here. Don't make the mistake of thinking that the journey's over. We will still have to move on. We will have to find a safer place in the mountains. And the bandits were here, which means more people know about this place, and maybe they will come for it. I know it's safe with a cave, and it's good to rest up, if nothing else. We'll stay here on another day, maybe 2 days, I don't know, and try to rest up, and then we will keep on going. Just try to get your strength back, eat, sleep, and yeah, let's hope they won't find us. And then she goes off. I think yeah, we will probably make a time jump of about a day or so, where like everybody's just resting up, nothing much is happening, and maybe you have ideas what's happening during this downtime, basically. I know that at the end of the downtime, the doctor is ready to help Alenna again to heal one more time. And this time he's very careful, but you never know what happens. And yeah, let's just see what happens when she tries to heal. Right, now you see the action dice was cancelled for matching the negative momentum, but we have at least a weak hit because of how we rolled. On a weak hit, we suffer -1 supply, and she gets 2 health back, which I think also makes sense narratively because they are there for an amount of time, they eat, they use the supplies they have, and Alenna gets some health back, which do you guys see this? I'm trying to give her some health back, but it doesn't show. That is stupid. Alright, so we know that Alenna has 2 health back, and maybe that's just a problem that is fixed easily. Let's hope. It's not. Maybe you have to have momentum. No, you don't. Welcome to my stream where I deal with the problems of the program that I'm using. Alright, so she has 2 health. Doesn't matter. We know it. In our hearts, we know it. And yeah, they start to prepare, and Lila is still reading the book and yeah, trying to find out how this ritual works and what it actually does, and maybe the notes or something. But well, they don't have the time to do all of that now. So the one thing she finds out, she says, well, you see, it's a hard ritual, right? It's like you have to do all these things and these symbols on the ground, and people have to chant things, and then there's this leech that has to do something, and we don't know if that really works or not, and yeah, it seems like a big deal. I'm gonna keep reading it because honestly, this is the only thing that is mildly interesting, and nothing else is really happening around here, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. But, you know, I don't know if you want to meddle with the old gods or not, but that's something we can decide later on, so I'm just gonna do this. And yeah, for some reason her voice turns into that of an older gentleman. Never mind. So they will keep walking along the river. So let's see if they what happens on their journey. Undertake a journey. There it is. Yeah. Modifier. We don't get a modifier. No, I said a modifier +1 because everybody's helping. And yeah, we still got -1 momentum, which is awesome. It's a weak hit. You reach a waypoint and mark progress, but suffer -1 supply. Alright, so they have to use their supplies and they get to a waypoint. Now, means I can mark progress on our journey. And yeah, what is this waypoint? Maybe it's just a big tree that shelters them from the weather. It's summertime, the rain has let up, and yeah, the sun is warming them. During the day it gets a little bit hot even, and so they are starting to sweat, and it's a little bit harsh. And so this old tree, this oak tree, this old beautiful oak tree near the river gives them shade and a place to rest for the night. And yeah, I think Valerie will try to go and resupply with the help of some of the survivors. And yeah, let's see how she does. It's a weak hit. Take up to 2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum. I don't think we want to suffer any more momentum loss. So she says, well, we didn't find anything, but maybe tomorrow. Everyone just don't eat too much. And yeah, they sleep underneath this oak and they try to journey again in the morning. Yeah. We undertake a journey once more. We hit again. So now we have to suffer -1 supply. Mark progress. So again, they didn't find anything to eat, but they make progress. This time they find a place to rest. I don't know. Just it's near the river. It's maybe a few rocks stand out, and they just make camp there. Probably should also do the thing where they make camp. And they only have 1 supply left, so let's see how this goes. It's a strong hit. Oh, this is great. Take +1 health for you and any companions. Great. So now we have 3, which we will still remember. I'm gonna write it down because I'm historically bad at remembering things. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's see. And then also we take +1 momentum. Hallelujah. And are back to 0. Which is great. So they have time to relax. Maybe they found a little bit of food nearby. And in the morning, Valerie goes to resupply. And takes some people with her. And it's a weak hit. And I think now we have to take the momentum, because if we suffer more supply loss, these journeys get really hairy. If you don't have, if you are out of supply, things can go bad really fast. Supply is not only food, it's also ropes and tents and blankets and stuff. And it's just an abstract for all of those things. So without supply on a journey, you are basically fucked. And we don't want to be that, so, you know, we don't, we get the -1 momentum. Alenna also asks the doctor to try and heal her shoulder again, because, like, after 2 days, it's starting to get really weird. It makes these weird creaking noises when she tries to move it, and things are bad, and she kind of really needs to use her arm, and the doctor is like, I don't know, last time I tried, you nearly died, and this sounds a bit much, but I will obviously try my very best. Yes, alright, lie down. And then he tries to heal her again. And this time he also gets a +3. Let's see. It's a strong hit. This is why we have a doctor in the party. This is so great. We are not wounded anymore. And so things are starting to look up, right? If you have the wounded condition, you may clear it, then take or give up to 2 health. So we are back to full health, which is awesome. And this time it takes on the sheet, which is great. So now Alenna, back to her full strength. The people are looking rested. They look, you know, they aren't as gaunt anymore. They have eaten. The summertime in the Frostclaw Valley is like, there's plenty of nature growth. So there are berries and small animals, birds' nests where you can, you know, get some eggs or something. And so the people are starting to look better. And, you know, probably a bit smelly and dirty and stuff, because you cannot bathe in the river. But even that is fixed, I think. This morning, one of the other women, I think Sandra, comes back and says, look what I found, look what I found. And she holds up a bucket that, and she said, I was down by the river and I found this bucket, and now we can carry water from the river. Dear, we don't have to do this whole shebang with the drinking and we can actually wash ourselves. And so the party, is start. You know, everybody's happy. They start cleaning themselves and the clothes as good as they can, and it's like they can heat the water maybe a little bit over the bucket, and you know, things are starting to look up in general. This is a very good omen, I think. The chat asks, don't you lose momentum for 2 supplies? Which I will answer. You mean when we resupply? Resupply, it's a weak hit. Take +2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum. I think we did that. No, you take up to 2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum. You thought that it was for every 1 supply you get -1 momentum, but that is not the case. You take up to 2 supply, but suffer -1 momentum. For each! It says for each. You are right, and I'm wrong, and I take it all back, and you are correct. I like that I'm playing with the chat, so we are at -2 supply, -2 momentum. You know what? No, we are at just at 2 supply. And that's when we undertake the journey again. So everyone is a little bit cleaner. I mean, the clothes are still ragged, but they are also resupplies. Yes, you are very helpful. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, chat. I would never... Yes. No, it's alright. The clothes were, you know... Maybe some of them were substituted from the bandits and the guards. And yeah, so everyone is starting a little bit cobbled together, starting to look a little bit cobbled together. But now they are clean, they have food. Not as much as they thought they did, but for some reason they had not as much supplies. But, everyone is like, it's looking better. I think they can even start to see the mountains looming in the distance, right? It's still quite a ways away, and there's forest, trees, and all of this. But when it's clear and the sky is clear and the trees are opening up sometimes, you can see the mountains looming in the distance as they start their journey once again for the day. Let's see. Now, on a miss, you are waylaid by a perilous event. Now, so everything was looking good. Alenna was able to move her arm again. She's ready to fight, right? The wounds have cleared up. She's leading the party. And then something bad is happening. And I wonder what that could be. A person or community you trusted loses faith in you or acts against you. Now, I'm going to throw this over to the chat. Who or what community or whatever loses faith in you or acts against you? Now, this could be that someone acts against Alenna. This could be that someone acts against a group. It could be a community, so maybe it's the Frostclaw village. That is probably the only community we have. Or maybe it's the group that says, Alenna, you led us the wrong way. You are out of the group now. We can do without you. Fuck off. Or maybe it's Valerie. I don't know. You decide. You decide. Chat, please. Tell me what happens. You hear the birds? And yeah, everyone is relaxing. And like, they're having not bad time, right? They are free, they can do whatever they want. They haven't seen anyone from Homeland in the last days, and things are going pretty well. But at that point, we hear just a big old dot, like someone. And everyone looks around and sees that Lila, the woman that, could read the runes, she had the vial and she had the book. And she's just fallen over face first in the grass. And Alenna just goes, Lila, are you alright? And she walks to her and she looks at her and she looks weird just from the looks of it, she looked a little different. And she goes to her and says, Lila, are you alright? And then she rolls Lila on her back and takes a jump back, taking the axe in her hand and going, what the fuck? And we see that Lila, the woman that was like so invested in this ritual and this weird leech, is laying there, eyes open, not breathing, very pale in the face. And this giant, black, worm-like leech has its grip on her neck and is pulsing, right, with sucking sounds. And the leech is growing, just ever so slightly growing with every sucking sound. And it's like the people are gathering around and going, what, take it off, take it off. And see that Lila's body is like shrinking with every sucking sound. The already obviously dead body is getting gaunter, and the skin is getting tight on the bones, and the muscles seem to disappear, and the leech is now doubled in size, and we still hear this And then it just falls off and lays there, waiting a little bit, just laying there in the grass next to the dead Leela, who still lies in the grass, eyes open, not moving. Everyone's just looking at it. Everything went so fast, no one really knows what to do. They're looking at each other. What happened? What is this thing? What? This can't be. Leela, she was just talking to me. I don't know. And then we hear and everyone looks back to the body, who just looks with these horrible clacking and screeching sounds, starts to move on its own and starts to stand up. And she just starts standing up in this weird movements that are very jagged, and you don't know what she's doing next, and she just looks at them, and Alennas stands there with her axe in hand and goes, Leela, what is this? What are you? What kind of being are you? And Leela goes,
You are searching for the axe. Don't stop, because of these humans. Get back on task, or feel the wrath of Varnish.
and then the body crumples again down to the ground. Everyone looks around. What was that? What? And Alenna looks around and sees these shocked faces. Everyone is taking a step back from her. What did she mean by that, Alenna? I mean, I don't know. We had to, we wanted to get an axe from Holm, and I asked you about it, remember? And it had something to do with the old gods. I didn't know that. And she looks, and the leech is still in the ground, going. And Valerie just takes 2 steps towards Alenna, takes the spear that she has, and stands beside her and goes, "All right, people, I think this spooky shit is now over. I think you should all calm down." And they go, "Oh, I have never seen anything like this." It's Sarah now speaking, going, No. This is, I mean, you helped us quite a lot, but obviously you are at something is like once that you have to do something else. We cannot stay with you. This seems like this, whatever that is, doesn't want you to stay with us. You have to do something else. And Alenna goes, "But you're all, I sworn iron vow to you to make sure that you are safe. But I don't know." She looks around, and the leech is starting to move a little bit in her direction. And she just takes a step back and goes, "No, this is not, I don't." And then we hear, like, the small boy, right? Glyn, the small boy, takes his favorite stone and goes, "No, Leela!" And he runs towards the leech and wants to smash it with his stone. But Valerie steps between them, takes him, blocks his path and goes, No, don't touch it, boy. Don't touch it. Don't, just leave it." And now the situation is starting to get tense, right? The other woman, her name was, let me see. Gwenna goes, "Don't touch the boy. We are thankful that you helped us, but I don't think this is a very, sorry, Alenna, Valerie, but this is way above us. We can't." "All right, Alenna just thinks feverishly, looking back to this body that is crumpled down, sucked all the life out of it, and this weird leech still moving slowly in her direction. And she goes, all right. I get it. You want to leave, want me to leave, want us to leave. We can do it. Just, this seems like a safe place. I hope that you will be fine from now on. And so I think what this means is that we have to stop the journey here, right? The journey to the safe place. We have 5 marks, and we can hope that this is a safe place for the villagers. And let's see what happens. A miss. So, if you reach your destination on a miss, you have gone hopelessly astray. Your objective is lost to you. You were misled. Yeah, makes sense, right? And yeah, so this journey is a bust. And they just go, all right, we will leave you now. We can take care of things from here. Just don't follow us, please. And she sees the fear in the faces of the villagers. And she just resigns. It's all right. Have a safe journey, everyone. I'm so sorry this happened. And I think we have to forsake our vow. When you renounce your quest, betray your promise or the goal is lost to you, clear the vow and endure stress. You suffer -1 spirit equal to the rank of the quest. So, we had made this. Get the group of farmers to safety. That was our quest that we now have to forsake. It was a dangerous quest, so that would be 2. We have to endure the stress of 2. And yeah, we never had a bond with them, but we have to endure stress, I guess. Damn it. Let's go. Endure stress. That's just how it goes sometimes, people. It's a strong hit, at least. Offer -1 momentum in exchange for 1 spirit. I think we're gonna embrace the darkness, right? This makes sense. The goal is clearer now. She has to get the axe. Like, there was a very weird and dark sign of an old god that killed someone that she knew. That made sure, no, you get that axe. This is not a question. This is not an ask. This is a demand. And at the same time, she has seen some shit now. She has lost her vow. So the vow is gone. That means no experience points for us. And it means, this is now a different kind of intensity. And I think this is the perfect place where we cut for today. And we will see what Alenna and Valerie do now that they are in the focus of an old god that wants them to have his holy axe. And yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens. I think this is a shift in gears for the story. And wow, thank you all for the suggestions in the end that made... I think it was an amalgamation of many things that you said and some things I created on top of it. And yeah, it was a very a group effort, the last scene. And I thank you a lot for it. Man, shit's about to go down, I guess. So come join me next Monday. Next Monday will be the 31st of October. And I think it's appropriate that, we do this on Halloween, whatever this thing is that comes next. Whatever happens with the leech and all of this, I think something might go down. Join us in the chat next time, and join me and my friends tomorrow, on the 25th, to, play D&D with us. And yeah, if you want, thank you, Pilzler1, for following me on Twitch. That is also very nice. I need the followers on Twitch and on YouTube and stuff. And I always forget to say that, so thank you for reminding me, and also thank you for following. And follow me on Twitter, and I don't know, I'm bad at this kind of part of the whole thing. Let's tell some more stories. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you soon. Goodbye. The leech is the traitor. It comes out of the glass vial and goes, "You didn't know, but I was listening to all of your talks, and now I know every little details about your life. Fear the mighty leecherous." And then it vanishes in a puff of smoke. Would certainly change the whole vibe of the story. Oh shit.